Welcome to KGXT, Gen X Talks podcast, live from Central California.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night. But sure, I've had some better times.
Motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. I go away for one day.
Hold on.
One day. And this
Are you
whole
fucking
place
kidding me? What
is messed
going on
up.
with this thing. I'm trying to slide my microphone over and the cables are all cattywampus. Fucking cattywampus.
I'm gone for one day.
You weren't even gone a full day. You weren't even gone a full 24 hours. All right.
No,
Let's
that's
see.
true.
Pod track is moving up and down.
Almost was.
And let's see. Oh, boy, that's in the red. The butt is in the red.
What does that mean?
Well, distorting. It might distort.
Oh.
So I don't know. The pod track is moving up and down right where it's supposed to be, it looks like. And the Streamlabs
Do we have to pull the mics
is
away?
moving left and right like it's supposed to. I think those are good. I just can't tell. I don't know. I can't tell on KGXT radio how the butt is doing. I lowered it a little bit, but I can't bring it down much more. I don't know.
Trippy says, sounding fantastic, Mama X.
Well, I uninstalled it.
And he said, and I guessed the general too.
Oh, for God's sakes. I uninstalled the butt broadcast using this tool, BUTT. That's pretty clever, right? Broadcast using this tool. And I reinstalled it. And so hopefully it's going good. It's just in the red. It looks like it's distorting, but I'm not changing things.
All right, well, start it.
Welcome to the KGXT studios. We're broadcasting 200 feet below occupied California. This is Gen X Talks podcast. Welcome to it. I guess we're getting ready to go. It is Thursday, November 14th, a little bit after 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, and I am chipper. I am awake and chipper. I am not. I've had my super chicken, super secret sauce, and I'm I'm ready to go.
I'm not.
And no, I know. You're grumpy this morning. You kicked in the door to the studio, and Briggs and I are working. You go, anybody go check on the chickens yesterday? I suppose no one checked on the chickens yesterday. Is that what I'm to assume?
Wait a second.
And we're like, yeah, we didn't check on them. Go on. Yeah, go.
I go away for a day. Not even a day.
Yeah.
Could have been a day.
Right.
Which we'll get to that story later. But God, I don't know. I understand what happened. I noticed right away that my lazy Susan is gone in the kitchen.
Okay, there's a reason.
Hold on.
All right.
I come out here and the studio is like,
Clean.
no.
What are you talking about? This is...
My kitchen was a disaster. There was dishes. I don't know if you guys held a party yesterday or whatever, but the dishes were like all over the place.
Okay, I can tell you one thing for sure. When I put on a party, there's no dishes. Okay?
Well,
it's pizzas and solo cups. There's going to be no dishes.
What a mess. But okay, first let's start with the lazy Susan thing. What?
Okay.
What happened to my lazy Susan?
Okay, calm your tits.
No, they're not calm today.
I could tell. I'm looking right at them. They do not look calm. You got angry titties right now.
And you have tons of... I don't get it. Okay.
Just let me finish.
There's tons of wires out here. There's monitors out here. This looks like shit.
That is so not true. How dare you? I am an artist, and this is a design. So,
I guess that's what we call it.
If you'd follow along with the membership post yesterday, there was a post called Wild Hair Up My Ass.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that describes, it had a picture.
You're like a housewife that wants to move furniture like once a month. You know when a housewife gets bored with something, the way her house looks, and then all of a sudden she just rearranges everything.
Oh, yeah.
And the husband comes home and goes, that's what just happened yesterday.
Okay, listen.
Okay, housewife.
All I did was I thought, because we'd always struggled, Trippy Pineapple came up 2 weekends ago or so, whatever it was.
Oh, and he's going to be pissed.
Can I finish my goddamn story?
Trippy, hang on.
So Trip decides that Briggs has our main PC in the studio completely foobarred. Remember do you know what foobar is?
Fucked up beyond recognition.
That's right. Okay. So he comes in and he wipes it clean. He brings his Windows 95 startup disk. He defrags the computer. He wipes it clean, brings it up, puts Halo on it because we can play Halo. He's got Discord on it.
Stuff?
Me, myself, and I. All three of us. All right. So he gets it. He's like, okay, it's ready for Halo. It's got Discord for the studio camera. You can get right on. And then the only thing I don't think Trippy had set up was a way to simulcast TikTok, but he did everything else. Briggs comes in and adds like, okay, here's how we simulcast to our old TikTok channel if we're going to try to revive that. Here's the deal. I said, all right, good. And everything was working, but it requires you guys. I either have to keep getting up and going across the studio with my bad knee to sit at the other chair, sit at the other computer and do everything, or I can wait for you to come out, do the cameras, wait for Briggs to come out and do the TikTok. I can hike my big, fat, natural white ass around there to play Halo.
It's probably a good thing.
So yeah, now there's no doubt.
Getting up and walking is a good thing.
Okay. Well, we're talking about, I'd like to have the Cadillac experience. I'd like to have some comfort.
You got to earn that. Have you earned it? I think I have.
I've put in a lot of years on this planet.
I have earned the Cadillac version.
You're in a very expensive. Mrs. Forwatton bought you the most expensive chair out there. I sat in it yesterday. Oh my God!
Yeah, stay out of my chair.
You sit in that chair and it cups your buttocks perfectly.
And guess what? She bought me another one for my office.
I'm starting not to like you.
So I have one in the office.
So what I thought was, do you remember? Remember when you and I, it was like 2 years ago. Briggs was like in high school, 11th grade, I think. We'd been doing Gen X talks with him for about a year and a half, maybe, and we were still in the house. We had no studio in the backyard.
Yeah.
And one day when he was at school, do you remember you and I just tearing everything off of that old dining room table? I mean, we ripped everything off. We set the Lazy Susan down, and we rebuilt everything, taped things and Velcroed things to the back of the Lazy Susan,
Yes.
and we put 2 monitors back to back where I could turn and have my Mac. I could turn and play Halo.
Right.
And it worked for a while. Then we kind of outgrew it. We had too much stuff, and it wasn't conducive.
I do remember that.
Well, yesterday.
What a day that was.
Oh, Briggs came home, and he couldn't believe what a good job we did. Our wires were tight. They were clean, organized. Right. It looked great.
That's right. That's the way we do things.
That is the way we do things. And that's how we have sex that way, too. Tight and organized.
And efficient.
And very efficient. So yesterday, I just thought, if we tried to do that same thing, it would put more responsibility on me to do things, but I could do it all right here. It didn't quite work out as good as you and I did because the cables weren't long enough. So the Lazy Susan spins, and right when it gets to where I need it, the cables are at their maximum strain.
Gotcha.
I would have liked to have done it a little bit better, but it does work. I can function with it, and I tried it today for the first time, and it's working, and I'm doing everything. It's just not super comfortable. However, it does allow me to do more from one spot without having to ask you guys to come in. And now you got a shelf now. Briggs got 2 monitors on his end. He went to his apartment, picked up a ton of his clothes and a ton of his stuff. Now he's got 2 monitors on his end. I never have to go in his area. Nope. Here's the most important part.
What's that?
Nobody disturbed Trippy's area.
Well, although
Trippy's area is clean.
Yes, it is. Except that his mouse pad is not there.
Okay, I didn't take it. Briggs has been coveting that mouse pad ever since Trippy left it. Trippy goes, I'm going to leave this here for the next time I come up. The moment he left, Briggs goes, hey, cool mouse pad. This one's mine. I'm taking. I go, that's not yours. He goes, Trippy won't care.
Oh, I know where it is, but it's not on his spot. And his spot claim. Pretty soon he's going to be etching his name into
He's
the
going
desk.
to.
But the next time he comes up here, Trippy's not going to be happy.
What? Why? Everything works.
I know, but he's going to rip this all apart and he's going to put it back.
No.
No, yes, he is.
This is working.
I hope you showed pictures of what I'm looking at right now.
To staff, I did a little bit.
Trippy's not going to be happy.
I did a couple.
He was just talking about vacation, Trippy. You're going to have to take another week off to come up here and fix the studio because...
Well, anyway, that's
it's a mess.
That's the gig on why I took the Lazy Susan. Okay.
Yeah, well, you owe me a Lazy Susan because I like my Lazy Susan.
Well, technically, isn't this our Lazy Susan? I mean, we're married. It's so it's spent a couple years doing your job in the kitchen and the dining room. A couple years doing my. I mean, we trade. It's fair,
But see, we use it. It's a multifunctional Lazy Susan. We play Scrabble with that.
Yeah.
That is a Lazy Susan, by the way, just so you know. If you guys get one, You go on Amazon and check it out. But they are great to have around the house because we use it to play board games. You know how you always move the board around and
Yeah.
stuff? If you put it on a Lazy Susan and spin it around,
Well, slowly.
yeah. But it's very functional, especially for Scrabble, because you want the words to look like your direction all the time. Oh, it's amazing. I need a lazy. Oh, you owe me a Lazy Susan.
Okay, I'll get you.
Because that one's awesome.
This one's good, and I like the height of it too.
Yeah, but it's
some of the Lazy
oak.
Susans are really thin and they're low to the ground. They won't work for what I'm
But
doing
it's
for.
oak. And it's
Okay, then get me.
beautiful.
I don't care if mine's plastic. We'll order one that's the same height as this one. I'm fine with that. Then you can have your oak one back.
It's beautiful.
This isn't even our original Lazy Susan.
Yes, it is from Oregon.
This one?
Yes, it is.
I thought one of them had like a little divot around the whole outside.
No, we bought that up in Oregon. That is
Wow.
from Oregon.
That's an old one. It's like 25 years old. All right. So anyway, that's why I took your
Amen,
stuff.
sister friend.
We put all your stuff back on the dining room table in the same order and position it was. We fixed the camera in
I
the security
highly doubt
camera
that, but
in the
okay.
kitchen, and we put the wiring back where it goes, and put all your stuff back on the fridge where it goes. We got
Right.
those things done.
Right. No, I could tell things were moved.
Well, of course you can. It's all you do.
It's my house.
No, yes, that's true. But when you come home, you sniff stuff out like a bloodhound looking for something to bitch at. You do. You go from room to room to room.
I didn't say anything
eyeballing
about it.
Everything.
You brought it up. I didn't say one word. I noticed that things got moved. It's like that thing I used to tell the kids when they used to share a room. If you made your side of the room nice and neat, by the time you got home from school, you knew if somebody was in your room.
Yeah,
That's a true statement.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
When you have everything nice and tight and everything, and you know where everything is when you leave, you know if somebody's been in there.
All right. So we did everything we're supposed to do. The studio's functioning. The studio camera is on above our heads, and people can see. It does look a little ugly now, when you're looking at it from a studio perspective, but it's more functional. So we'll see how that goes.
You're efficient.
Damn Skippy, I'm efficient. They call me the Minuteman. All right.
Okay.
So I put your ass on a plane.
Whoa, what were you going to call it? Were you going to call it dumb?
Beautiful, wonderful, loving, kind.
Yesterday was
sexy ass.
A jet-setting day.
We left at about 4:30 in the morning, and I put you on a plane, and you didn't come home till 10 or 11 last night, and you left Southern California and spent the day in Reno.
Yeah, St. Donna, I saw her. She goes, who would have thought you leave California, go to Nevada, and then go back to California all in one day? I didn't even think about that. I did. I left the state for about 8 hours.
Well, there's a reason why. This chiropractor, the physical therapist you have is
Yes.
so good. Recommended by Dr. McDreamy and MarcyZavala.com.
Yes.
And remember, this whole thing is through MarcyZavala.com is the finishing touch to you relieving your pain.
Yes.
For those of you that are new to the program, she fought and won a battle with leukemia 10 years ago, but the after effect was severe joint pain forever. And the doctors finally just said, you just got to deal with it. Until we ran across an old acquaintance, MarcyZavala.com, who's married to Dr. McDreamy, a friend of ours since grade school. And she says, you don't have to suffer with the pain. We got on the program, and within 3, 4, 5 months, all of that pain is gone. However, you do have a disc problem that has nothing to do with leukemia. It has to do with some of the surgeries and things you went through. And this person, your physical therapist, is doing such an amazing job that, yes, we can't miss the appointment. So I can't drive you up there and stay in a hotel and drive you back. So it was better just to buy a plane ticket way in advance and just fly you up there. Mike Perkins was supposed to drive you around. Mike Perkins fucked up the whole thing.
My personal Uber driver.
Yeah, personal Uber driver was like, Wednesday, I thought you said Thursday. Friday? Wait a minute, Tuesday was my toothache. Wednesday was, would you say Wednesday? Okay, Mike, he's old, and he's drinking again. It's a little bit tough on him. A little drink alcohol in the morning to wake up, brushes his teeth with Jim Beam. I got him. He's okay.
Oh, okay.
But so you had Dr. McDreamy and Marcy Zavala picked you up from the airport. You hung out with them.
Yes.
And then you went to the appointment, and the Sun Valley Fox, your older brother, picked you up and hung out with you.
It's St. Donna.
I got a bill from Dr. McDreamy and the Sun Valley Fox.
What, for my being there?
Babysitting you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They charged me to babysit you before and after your visit, and then you got back on a plane and came home, and the kid picked you up, and here we are.
Did they send you receipts?
They sent me an invoice.
Okay.
So,
it was really, wow. Going there was quick, I have to say. It was like 30, I had to go from Bakersfield to San Francisco to Reno. And it was about 30, 35 minutes each flight in the air.
Yeah.
I'm not saying gate to gate,
No.
but in the air. So it was like up, down. Then it was like switch planes, up, down. So going there was not a problem.
Sure.
I got there early. And then Dr. McDreamy and Marcy picked me up. We grabbed some coffee. We chit-chatted, went back to their house. They went off and did their work and everything. And then I was off to PT, which was really good yesterday. We
Good.
solved some more problems, and I have some work to do between now and the next visit.
Right.
And then coming home, after that, I went to dinner with my brother and St. Donna.
That had to have been a long dinner, like 3 hours, because they had to sit with you from the end of your appointment till your flight was 3 hours, 4 hours?
It was nice. It was really where we went was really quiet. There wasn't a rush to let us leave, and we had a really nice late lunch, early dinner, and
Was
just hung out.
your brother checking his watch the whole time?
No,
huffing
actually,
like-
I don't think he wanted me to leave because I'm the one that was like, I got to get to the airport. I'm like, well, I got to go. And what ended up happening was right as we're leaving, right at the end of the thing, it said my flight to leave Reno was delayed.
Ooh.
And so, just so you know, I'm going back the same way. Reno to San Francisco to Bakersfield.
Yeah, but if you're leaving late from Reno, what if
that I was watching the clock. Let's put it this way.
what if you don't catch your connecting flight?
Well, that was the story. So they dropped me off at the airport. There was nobody in this airport. It's Reno International, and I'm thinking it's gonna be busy.
Reno International, there's
Yeah.
nobody there.
And there was nobody there. I walked right up. There was nobody at TSA. They checked my purse. I got in there, got to the gate, and then the time kept delaying. So now we're like 35 minutes delayed. And I'm like, ooh, this is like cutting it close. Like
Yeah.
if I can get off the plane and get to the next gate, if the gate is closed.
You better have a golf cart waiting for you at the gate.
So I was like, man, and then I got on the plane. I didn't tell you this is we got stuck on the tarmac near the runway. The plane stopped. There was more traffic out on the tarmac than it was in the terminal.
In Frisco.
In Reno.
Oh, in Reno.
To take off. So we got on the plane. I'm like, yes, okay, I've got time. But as we're sitting on the tarmac on the runway and I'm watching all this activity, I'm like looking at my watch going, oh, this is not looking good.
You gotta
I haven't
holler.
even taken off
You
yet.
got to tell the pilot, say, let's go, my man. I got places to be.
So I just woos on and I went, well. So while we're sitting, I still had my phone on. I kind of Googled flights to see, okay, if I get to San Francisco, can I get home from there?
Right.
Like, I don't care how, but that was the last flight out to Bakersfield.
Wow.
I had to catch that flight.
You'd have been sleeping in the airport.
Guess what the next flight was at 10:30 this morning.
Wow.
So we got on the plane. I got to San Francisco. I'm like, come on, open the doors. And I'm like kind of pushing my way and people were giving me, I got to get off this plane. I finally get off the plane. We were at gate 12. I had to get to 2.
Wow.
So I'm booking it. I'm like power walking and I'm tired from the whole day and I'm power walking. I'm seeing 4. So
Right.
I'm going, okay, 2's right
Just
there.
get to 4.
I get to the end of the terminal. Oh, no, 2's not there. 2's down to the next
Two's the
terminal.
furthest terminal at the end of the terminal.
So I make a right and I could see the 2. I'm like booking and there's nobody in the waiting area. So I'm like,
Everybody's already on board.
I'm like, either that or the plane left. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I book it up to the counter. The 2 girls were still there and I go, am I late? Can I get on? And they're like, we were waiting for you.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
are you kidding me? She goes, yeah, we held the plane because we got a notice that you were on the plane. I'm like, oh my God. I scanned it. Here's the walk of shame.
Ouch.
I'm walking down the thing or the gate thing and I'm going into the airplane and the stewardesses give me like a look and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
What are you walking down? What's a gate thing?
Well, the gate, I can't think
The
of what it is.
walkway to the airplane?
Walkway, yeah,
Okay,
to the
all right.
airplane. And the stewardesses are right there, or flight attendants, sorry. And they look at me and it gave me this look and I was like, oh man. So I turned onto the airplane and everybody's looking at me.
Because you're the one they've been waiting for half an hour.
I'm the last person on, and they're looking. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And guess where my butt is? All the way to the back of the plane. So I had
So
to
you
walk
had
the shame.
137 apologies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Really sorry.
I'm out of breath. Couldn't have any water. I didn't have any water. Didn't have time to stop. Couldn't even go to the bathroom.
Wow.
And I sit on the plane. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm in. I locked in, and I'm like, whoo.
Did you yell from the back, we can go now? I'm here. Let's go.
The queen has arrived.
Yeah, if you'd have wore your crown down the center aisle, I think you'd have got a little more, we were waiting for the queen. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, I was so exhausted. I sat there, I was like, she comes by, we get up in the air, and the flight attendant comes by and goes, would you like some water? I go, yeah, can I have that bottle right there? Like, anyways, we landed and everything was fine, but I've never been that close to missing
And
a
the
plane.
lady on the plane, the stewardess, is like, you want the whole bottle? This is a 5-gallon sparkless bottle. And you're like, put a
That's
nipple on it.
fine.
Give me that fucking
That's
thing. I'm
fine.
thirsty.
But anyways, going back to, I checked to see, I guess the worst case scenario was I could have flown like to Phoenix in somewhere, but I think that was the last flight into Bakersfield. I think I would have been stuck.
So you leave. I drive you at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, it's not very far. I zip across town, drop you off, come back. And during that time, Jade had left for work.
Oh, yeah, we left before her.
Yeah. I'm locked out.
Oops.
I didn't bring my keys.
Oops. Oh, and I had them.
Yeah, you had them. So I'm banging on the door. I'm calling Briggs, who's snoring up a storm.
Well, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
His dog's not waking up. I mean, Ranger's not waking. None of the dogs are being on alert.
That's
Jade's gone, and Brigger won't get up. So now I'm pissed. I'm trying to finally get him up, and I'm like, since you're up, asshole, carry my gear out to the studio. I'm just going to get started. I'm already up and going. Let's just fucking go. So I'm out in the studio really early trying to start my day and get stuff going. And then I realize I'm kind of hungry and I have to go to the bathroom. So about 45 minutes later, now we're getting close to 6 or 6:15. I walk from the studio to the house. He locked me out of the back door. I shit you not. Now, these are two kids,
funny.
Jade and Briggs, who I have never been able to get them to lock a fucking door in their
That
whole
is true.
lives. Lock the door when you leave. Lock the door when you come in. When you're the last person up, lock the house.
door, shut the lights off.
They don't fucking do it. Now they decide to do it. When I'm out front at 5:30, when I'm out back at 6:15, now these fucking kids decide now's the time to lock the door.
Well, it was nighttime.
So I'm screaming at them again, open the fucking door. That's how it started with these two jabronis, just to get you going.
That's funny.
That's how my morning started when you were getting on your plane to leave. So whatever. Speaking of Steve Miller Band getting on a jet airplane song, which we clearly were indicating that's where this segment was going. I was having a weird thought that morning sitting out here by myself in the studio about music.
What about?
Now, this is going to be hard to follow along with.
It's always hard to follow along with you.
Unless I have
Is it short or long? What do I prepare you for?
medium, and I don't have.
You don't have medium.
I don't have action figures to visualize the story with, so you're gonna have to just play along in your head.
Okay. So this is a visual game.
I was
Or mental
wondering
game.
if it was when you listen to a song. I was wondering if the writer writes the song, sings the song about the times we live in, and I sit there and go, yeah, man, I can totally relate to that song. Or
Yeah, man.
Or do I hear a song and I decide, yes, that's the times I live in? Do I live in those moments and agree with the song? Or do I let the song change me and go, yes, I now believe this is I do say, thank you for bringing that up, Mr. Songwriter. Thank you for bringing that song up because this is the times I live in. Does the song shape me? Does a song, because I do that sometimes. I'll listen to the Eagles.
The Eagles, man.
Not the fucking Eagles, man. I listen to the Eagles, or I'll listen to Steve Miller Band, or I'll listen to some old Styx, and all of a sudden I'm thinking that's making me feel a certain way about the world I live in and the life. And I'm like, yeah. Now I'm thinking, no, I don't want to feel that way. Maybe that's a bad feeling. I shouldn't have listened to that song. That song was beginning to shape how I felt. Or was it just opening my eyes to the world I lived in?
Lived? You just said past
Well,
tense.
living in right now. See,
they were writing it of their time.
Yeah, well, that is irrelevant.
So what's kind of cool is it transcends time.
The thing I'm asking is, is a song opening my eyes and I'm agreeing with it? Yeah. Or am I allowing the song to change my current perspective? These are the things that keep me up at night and keep me occupied.
Did that go to a shower door by chance?
No, that was
Okay, good.
totally different.
Oh.
Totally different.
Okay, well, you could tell me
I'm
about
just
that.
saying that I wonder. I'm asking about the.
I don't know. I think music affects people different ways. There's some songs that I just listen to because they're fun. I don't really listen to the words per se and just sing along. But I guess if I'm sitting there like really listening to the words,
Well, some of the stuff,
soaking it all
like you
in.
listen to old CCR and stuff about the times they lived in, and you start to feel bad about, yeah, that's how the government works. That's how life works. That's how the world works. Everything's fucked up. Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
And then you're like, yeah, these guys just simply pointed out how fucked up everything is. I agree with it, but now I'm upset. Now I wish I hadn't listened to the goddamn song.
I guess it affects you.
I don't know.
Can I piggyback on that for a second?
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this before. Had a great government teacher in 12th grade, which you weren't there because you got kicked out of village, so never mind.
Okay.
Who we were studying about Vietnam War, which they don't really study about anymore.
No, not too
it was a
much.
conflict, not a war.
Yeah, conflict, Vietnam conflict.
So he brought in music during the Vietnam War
Right.
what was coming out during that time. And Dr. McDreamy probably remember this.
Was
and
this
he played it.
Was this Mr. Fraser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Fraser.
Oh, that I wouldn't know because I got kicked out.
Yeah, you weren't in his class.
Yeah, okay. But I
But
still
you know of him.
Yeah. So, see,
But you weren't in the class, so you did
for
not experience this
God's
music
sakes.
experience.
Okay.
So he brought
I
in
knew I know about Vietnam. I know who Mr. Fraser is, and I've listened to all the music. But because I didn't do it in the confines of your classroom, I'm now out of the
That's
conversation.
right, because he was trying to evoke feelings of the Vietnam War because most of us were born while it was happening. We were born in 68.
Right.
It was still happening. So he brought out music to the classroom and we were listening. He was playing all different kinds of music and it evoked feelings. I mean, they were expressing the feelings of what was taking place at that time.
Right.
And yeah, I would say at that time it brought the reality of the Vietnam War to the front as a 17-year-old kid.
If it pisses you off or makes you feel bad, then that music just shaped you a little bit, and now are you worse off for it? I don't know.
No, it was just a good experience.
I know.
to-
I'm just
to
saying
listen
in
what it
general
was.
that I don't know. I got. It was a daydream. I got lost on it, and
You're getting nostalgic.
All right. So listen,
I'm sitting here. I am listening to you.
I'm making sure you're listening.
Wha-
I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're never on the same page.
How can we-
Okay, no, you're going to listen to me.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because this morning I go to take a shower.
See, I knew once you brought up the shower door thing a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm hitting
I
it
tried
again.
to distract the whole conversation with music, and you're like a dog with a bone. You won't let go.
I've got things to talk about.
Okay, go.
This is part of the wreck my house in 8 hours thing. I can't leave you guys home
No,
alone.
you're like a hound dog. You went room to room,
God, I thought I
sniffing
was
out
done
the
with
problem.
my kids.
Okay, go. What's your problem?
Okay.
Yeah.
What? All right. It's been so long since you've done this.
Uh-huh.
There was stuff on the shower door. Man.
What?
Do I want to know
No.
or not?
Okay, first of all,
Oh, here's a story.
okay,
It's going to be a story.
I almost got away without drawing anything on it.
Oh, that would have been lovely.
Okay. I wondered if rain actually had a smell. Because everyone loves the smell of rain. Like when rain's over, like, oh, I love that
Oh, I
smell.
love it.
And it seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, it doesn't matter if you're in LA, Chicago, you're in farmland, you could be in the Sierra Nevadas backpacking. Everyone just seems to love the smell of rain. So I thought, I wonder if there's a way to capture that smell. Now, just thinking about the smell of rain, didn't have to draw anything. But I'm wondering if you could capture the smell of rain.
Like literally capture it?
Yeah, just a smell. I don't want to sell somebody a bucket of water and say, here's rainwater from my roof. Give me $5. And I thought, all right, I wonder if you could capture the smell of rain. Still, no drawing. I'm not drawing. I'm thinking, no drawing in the shower.
You did a lot of thinking yesterday.
I did.
Okay.
But then I thought this is going to be easy. Filters. Some sort of a filter that lets the rainwater go through, but keeps the smell in the filter.
Oh, okay. I get you.
All right. However, that's going to work.
I smell
But
what you're stepping in.
You're smelling what I'm stepping in. So now I'm starting to draw because I'm
Oh.
trying to figure out a way to grab the smell of rain.
So you're
And then I
drawing the
thought,
filter.
I'm trying to figure out well, first, how would you collect it? You want to collect enough to sell it. You're going to collect a shit ton of rain to filter it out and then be able to sell the smell. I can't just do it for here at my house. I wouldn't have enough. So I'm trying to devise a way to capture and filter a ton of rainwater, and I'm drawing this out. Then I thought, well, where do you capture it? 10 feet above your house? 1,000 feet in the air?
Oh, like when does the smell happen?
Right. When do I capture it all the way when it comes out of the cloud? Like right when it comes out of the cloud?
That's the intense smell is way up there?
That's what I'm asking. It's like, okay, well
I get you.
Now where do I capture the smell to make it right?
What's the perfect spot for smell?
That's what, for rain smell. Right. What is the perfect spot for rain smell?
Okay, what'd you come up with?
It doesn't matter. Let's say I captured it at ground level and then at 1,000 feet, then one at 5,000, one at 10,000.
Okay.
I'm sure they smell a little bit different. I can sell them as different smells of rainwater.
Oh my gosh.
You could label. No, hold on. Now, see, you're looking at me like I'm stupid.
Oh my gosh.
You're looking at me like I'm dumb. Stop it. Look, if you take that.
I'm listening.
And you have on the bottle, ground level rainwater.
That could be a little dirty.
And yeah, it could be a little dirty. Then the other one says, would you like this smell of rainwater at 5,000 feet? And then 10,000. Even if you did 3 of them.
10,000 will have a airplane fuel smell to it.
Now, see,
or higher.
I don't know. Now, I started drawing out a way to sort of collect it. And you can't put a big funnel over the city of Los Angeles and go, I'm capturing all the rainwater. So my genius brain kicked into overdrive. My Generation X thought process. This is your second yawn. You've yawned twice now in here. That's
Let's
2.
Continue. You don't have to call it out.
Okay. So instead of having a big funnel, now this is the part you're going to love. What if you just had a plane that flew really fast, zip, 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 back and forth, zip, zip, zip through the rain as it's raining, collecting the rain goes right through this big filter. Remember those planes that used to drag the signs behind them where kids growing up? They still do. And you could drag a sign, happy birthday or congratulations. Okay, so you get like 20 of those planes dragging 20 filters. And they go through the sky, they grab the rainwater. The rainwater goes right through, back on the ground where it goes, but the rain smell stays in the filters. Now we've got our smell. Now we can bottle it and sell it. And people buy bottled water, which as a kid, I was like, why would you pay $3?
That was the most genius
That was the
invention.
dumbest thing ever. It's like, grab a hose.
That person's just rich.
Grab a fucking hose. You want water? It's right there. There's a sink. There's a cup. There's a hose. There's the door. What's your hurry?
Because somebody woke up and went, ew, you guys drank water out of a hose?
Someone will, if someone's dumb enough to buy a $7 bottle of water, then they're dumb enough to buy the smell of rain. And I'm onto something here.
I want to know something.
Yeah.
Do you think rain smells differently like in the Amazon?
I don't know.
In Australia?
We could fly planes and have imported rain smell.
Hurricane
rain.
smell? You think hurricane rain smells
I don't
different?
know. I'm just saying that this is why I was drawing stuff out in the shower. It was important. I had to take pictures of it when I was done to make sure that I didn't lose my idea. And I think you should be on board with me about this. I think if we have to refinance our house to fund this project, I think you should be on board.
Not going to happen.
Look at Ghostbusters. They had 3 mortgages on their house, and they became world famous. I saw the movie. That's how it worked. I'm just saying, you're not even, you're shaking your head. You're not even giving me the benefit of the doubt here. Like, not even a little bit. You're listening, but you're not, you're listening, but you're not hearing me.
I said I was smelling what you're stepping in. Sounds expensive. How's that?
It probably is.
That sounds expensive.
All right, go ahead. Move on. What's next?
Well, I haven't talked to you in a while, and yesterday I was getting questions about our Dayton. I haven't heard an update. No. We had an update the day before I left, but what happened yesterday while I was gone?
Well, to sum it up, and this kind of pisses me off, we have to...
Everything pisses you off.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
You grumpy old man.
Can I continue with being angry? Thank you. The Angry Podcast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, the real simple thing, which everybody knows, is in Lyon County, Nevada, before you can put one thing on your property, you have to submit the entire plans. Everything, where everything's going to go, the well, the power, the house, the driveway. So we have to decide all that. And you can change it as you go along, but you have to submit something that passes inspection. We cannot afford, there's 3 yawns.
Stop. up. You
There's
don't have
three.
to call it out. That's for video people only.
Well, they're watching. So I can't afford to build the house until after I get there. I'm going to have some money to build the house. So I have to have a place to live. I don't want to rent an apartment or a house. I'd rather be on the property. So the first thought was get a big fifth wheel and live there for 12, 18 months while you're building the house. Okay. Then I thought, but then I got to sell the fifth wheel. And we talked about this. So we thought, well, let's build a little mother-in-law house. But the mother-in-law house is like $70,000, $80,000, $90,000.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
How do you know about that?
Because I've asked around. So the problem is that that's money, I don't mind it, but that's money I need to put towards the big house. So I'm thinking, okay, well, back to fifth wheel. Then along come these things called tiny houses.
Who gave you that idea?
Google.
They gave you the tiny house idea?
Popped up on my feed, just like they knew what was in my heart. Google knew what my heart was searching for.
Maybe it was God talking
And
to
it
you.
said, hey, would you like a tiny house? And I
God
said, hey.
can Google.
I said, Google, what's a tiny house? And Google said, let me show you what it. So I'm looking at tiny houses. Most of them I don't like, but I found a couple. I thought, if you can live in a fifth wheel for a year and a half, why can't you live in a tiny house?
I would rather live in a house, yes.
So I thought the only concern I had, because this is a similar price range to a big fifth wheel. I thought, all right, maybe we could do a tiny house. The only concern I had was snow. I've never been in a tiny house. I don't know what they feel like. Do they feel flimsy? Are they shitty? Can they hold snow on the roof? Or am I going to wake up one morning with 6 feet of snow on me? Still in my bed? I don't know. So then the bad part was, I had mentioned to you, this was a thought that I was thinking about. You tell your brother, the Sun Valley Fox, and he's shitting all over the idea. He's like, oh my God, tiny house. I'm not trying to live in it forever, but if I have to choose between a fifth wheel and a tiny house, what's wrong with the tiny house?
He's thinking long term. That's what he said.
Well, then you didn't explain it right.
I might not have. My word, I was gone for 12 hours, and that's all that came out of my mouth at the moment. You asked what we were talking about, and I said we had mentioned that because he was wondering where we were with it.
Well, here's the other deal. If you're done with the fifth wheel, you build your house. The fifth wheel keeps depreciating, and you got to get rid of it.
And you have to store it.
Right. Or the tiny house or a mother-in-law house or a tiny house just stays on your property. It's still hooked up to electrical and water and sewer.
He was asking, what kind of investment would that be long term? Would it be better to actually build the mother-in-law house? Would it be firmer, sturdier?
Well, okay. I think he's looking at this. That's a good way to look at it. Good questions. But I think the important thing is that I'm thinking of him.
Oh, you are. I didn't tell him that.
Yeah, well, because what happens as Saint Donna gets tired of his shit and she kicks him out, and we have our main house, which he's not living with us, we will have a little tiny house for him, like a dog house, and he can go, when his wife kicks him out, he has a place to go. I think
he may rethink that.
I'm telling you, it's very nice of me to be considerate like that for my brother-in-law to say, look, I'm going to build a tiny house. You're not going to be stuck in a fifth wheel. No. I'm going to put your ass in a tiny house, and you're going to be thankful for it, too.
And you know what? He'd be probably pretty fine with that.
He'd probably be okay with it.
He'd be probably just fine with that.
He just would want his dog. Just bring my dog, and I'm fine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He didn't like his dog?
No, he likes his dog, but I think Donna loves the dog more.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just saying that I'm thinking of him, and he's shitting all over my idea. And here I am thinking, very counterproductive if you want to ask me. So there's my take on that.
Okay, well, here's another thing I found in my kitchen.
Yeah.
You guys ordered food all day yesterday.
Okay, not all day.
Most of the day.
Even
though I bought food, prepared food, and it was all in the refrigerator.
Brigger said there was no food. I asked him. He goes, no, there's nothing in the house.
Bullshit. But go ahead. So there's food wrappers everywhere.
Well, we got a few things, but the one thing I didn't tell you, last night when Briggs went to get you and your plane was delayed and stuff, and you didn't get home till like 11, you guys stopped and grabbed some food on the way, and I ordered something. But I usually track Uber, like where are you, how close are you? I kind of was fucking around. I didn't think about it. All of a sudden, he's there. He's at the door. Okay. So I'm in my boxers and my sleeveless shirt. I'm in my night gear. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, fuck. Now, our instructions, and every Uber driver drops off, we have a big brown box, a bin on the front porch that, like, you would put kids' toys in. I think that's what we used it for years ago. Just kind of left it there. Now
skateboards, balls, everything.
Basketballs and stuff. It's on the front porch, and it's a big bin, and it keeps everything neatly. and it's just still there like a decoration. But we always tell the drivers, put the food on the box, which they always do. So,
But this guy,
I hobble my fat ass downstairs. You know, my Johnson's bouncing around coming out of my skivvies as I'm trying to get to the front door.
oh,
And
there's a visual for you.
when you open the front door, we have a big security screen door. And as long as the lights are on outside and the lights are off inside, they can't see you.
Right.
It takes me a while to get my fat ass downstairs to the door. He's still there. There's one guy still standing there. And I'm like, hey, man, thanks for dropping off my food. And he's got a thick Indian accent. And he says, I'm very sorry for the ojibug. And I said, I'm sorry. He goes, I'm very sorry for the ojibug. And I said, it's okay. I didn't understand what he meant.
Okay.
I didn't know what ojibug was. And I said, it's okay. It's fine. It's cool. And he's just standing there. I said, you can go now, my man. We're good. He goes, I want to tell you about the ojibug. I'm very sorry. And I'm like, I don't know what ojibug is. I told him, I said, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now he can't see me, but I'm being very polite. I didn't know what he meant. He goes, and could you please come out here so I can show you? And I'm like, yeah, now I'm not fucking coming outside. No fucking, because there could be 3 dudes around the corner out there. I'm not coming out there.
Okay.
I don't know this guy. Now I'm just telling him no. I'm not coming outside.
Yeah.
You can take your fucking ojibug and just leave, whatever it is. You can go.
All right.
But he's being very nice. He's being polite. But he was determined to apologize for the ojibug. Okay. 25 minutes of discussing through the screen door finally got to the point of saying, I don't know what ojibug is. What the fuck is ojibug? And so he did the right thing for a dumb white guy, which is me. He slows it down. Ojibug. I said, yeah, but he's still not getting it. I don't know what ojibug is. Well, after 25 minutes, it turns out that what I had ordered had au jus sauce.
Oh, okay.
And it had spilled in the bag. And he was trying to say au jus spilled in the bag, but it was just coming out
So French does not work with
Indian or
with
Pakistani,
Hindu or
whatever he says.
yeah.
He didn't say it. I mean, he was in a hurry trying to say it. It wasn't au jus sauce spilled in the bag. He was just in the au jus bag.
bag.
There's au jus in the bag, and it messed up. And I was like, I don't know what au jus bug is.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. What about poor me? I'm trying to get my food, but I'm scared there's 9 of them out there
Oh,
now.
my
And all I'm trying to do
goodness.
is get my food and I don't know what au jus bug is. I'm getting ready to punt on the whole thing and just throw it all away. But anyway, I got it now. It's au jus in the
my
bag. Au jus in the bag. And he goes, okay, once again, very, very sorry for the au jus bug. I said, yeah, au jus bug sucks, man. I get it. I've had au jus bug. Au jus bug sucks. But as long as you say it like he's saying, he thinks you understand it. And he was good. I was good. Off he went. By the time we got done hassling this out to the screen door in my boxers, the au jus bug was cold. Everything was just fucking ruined, but I don't know. That's
pretty funny.
This is what happens when you leave.
That's too bad.
You could have been there and avoided the whole thing. I would not have had to deal with au jus bug if you'd have been there, but there I was, fucking figuring it out. All right.
You should have just said thank you.
I did. I said, thanks, man. It's cool.
Thank you.
He was determined to personally apologize.
I hope you tipped him
And I
really
said,
well.
You out of your fucking mind? He wouldn't leave. I said, dude, you can
He
just
was
go.
being nice.
You dropped off the food. Thank you. You can go. I kept telling him, you can leave now. We're good.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, so whatever.
Is there any other updates you need to give me since I've been back?
Well,
You know.
Okay,
But
let's-
like I said, I've been gone 12 hours. So
Yeah, there's a lot's
the world
changed.
probably tilted a little.
It
so-
did. Yeah.
Okay.
Dodgers won. Trump won. My knee is improving. And I spoke with Dr. McDreamy. And after 8 weeks of no walking, with my fat ass just sitting around for 8 weeks, I figured I gained 8 or 9 pounds. I barely gained 3.
Excellent.
So now I'm ready to start knocking things back the other way. And Dr. McDreamy was so proud of me. I took a blood test and I passed. I aced it. And I don't ace
I don't know if you aced it.
I aced it. He said...
I know. You think you aced
I
it.
aced it.
No.
And Dr. McDreamy called me and says, hey, man, you did so good. I'm taking you off of one of your meds. Because, medications are punishments. So when you get one removed, that's like, thank you, man. Thank you for taking that punishment away. So he took me off of one of my fat guy medicines because my numbers are looking pretty good. So yeah, there's your update.
there was. I'm sure there was a little questionable things.
Was the whole thing. Do you guys remember
That's the first thing. As soon as he says something good, you erase all the bad. It's like, okay, it negates everything, right?
Well, yeah.
No.
That's like in bed. If you tell me something was good, I hang on to that. I don't listen to the criteria. I don't listen to the critique of the rest of it. I just go with the one thing that was good.
That's what I thought.
The rest of it, I don't give a shit about. It's like,
so work on getting another medication off.
It's like a badge, like a medal. Yeah, I'm trying to. The thing was, if you remember 4 months ago, I talked to him and I said, hey, I don't want to take my blood work. Why does nobody understand this but me? Literally what I'm about to say. I don't know what you're talking about. I know. Nobody's going to understand this. I told Dr. McDreamy, I said, look, I don't want to get my blood work done right now. I have not been taking all my meds every day like I'm supposed to. You're going to get a bad reading. Now, he replies like that, saying, quit trying to change the system. Quit trying to cheat. You can't manipulate. I'm like, okay, listen. If I'm just trying to give you a good reading, you want to make sure that all my medicines were taken every day for 45 days straight. Then when you take the blood test, it'll give you how those medications are doing.
Okay.
If he says, hey, man, your thyroid's really messed up, we got to change your thyroid medication. And I say, no, I haven't been taking it. The thyroid medicine probably worked just fine if I was actually taking it, but I haven't been taking it. How is he going to judge whether to change my medication if I haven't been taking it faithfully?
That's true. Okay, I got you.
So instead of he's accusing me of like, no, man, just, stop manipulating the system. All I did was go, let's go 30 days. Let me be faithful to the meds. That way you get a true reading. And literally everybody I brought this up to, we talked about it on a podcast a month ago. I got emails going, you shouldn't change the medication. You shouldn't change what you're doing. And I'm like, I'm not fucking changing what I'm doing. Why is this so fucking hard for everyone to understand? I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to
because we know you.
Oh, that's what Dr. McDreamy says. Dr. McDreamy's whole attitude was like, well, forgive me if I'm just assuming you're kind of an asshole.
Assuming? He's not assuming.
Yeah, well, anyway, so... I did good. I waited on the blood work, but I took everything I was supposed to. He got good readings off of it and then just told me, what was the one thing he said? Gluten, you said?
Your thyroid, there's some weird things happening with your thyroid. Like it's good, but it's technical medical terms.
Okay, but that was gluten. That's why I'm trying to dumb it down to one word. I didn't go off the reservation.
He wants you to stop having gluten or at least limit it.
How do I know what gluten's in?
It's basic things. It's like bread, rice, pasta. Well, no, wait, not rice. Pasta.
You're sure? Because you sound like you're guessing.
You can't have sandwiches. You can't have toast.
I don't have toast. I do have sandwiches.
Can't have that.
Well,
you can't have French toast.
When was the last time I had French toast?
It's been a while.
3 years?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just got to get a list of gluten.
Can't have crackers and cheese.
But
can't have pretzels.
But, well, hold on. Pretzels and wheat thins are good for you.
No, they're not. They have gluten in them. Let's put it this way. Anything made with flour.
What? Lots of shit's made with flour.
That's gluten.
Fuck.
And then in a lot of the processed foods, they have gluten in them. So you're foodbarred.
We're going to make a list.
Foodbarred. No, I'm not making a list.
You got to make a list.
No, you could make a list.
I'll make a list of the gluten things I'm still allowing myself.
No.
Pretzels and wheat thins. I'll give up all the other shit.
I did tell Dr. McDreamy about a month ago because he tells me I have to do it because of my thyroid. I told him that's a demon I fight every day.
Well, and your problem is it shows up quickly. If you have too much gluten, it hurts.
Plus it messes with my thyroid too. But I did notice one announcement while I was gone yesterday that showed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did this happen? You're having a world show tomorrow.
Yes.
For those that don't know what a world show, I guess we better explain
what the world show we used to do every Friday at 10 o'clock, and we would talk about everything from all around the world. You guys would call in or write in or text in, and we talk about anything going on. The war in Ukraine. There used to be a guy living in Ukraine that would call me and go, I'm here in Ukraine. I'm watching the war.
Right.
When China was fucking around in the South China Sea in the Philippines, there was a guy that would call in and say, I'm standing here with my family. We work here in the Philippines. So it was a really good way to get some inside information at street level. You're not getting the government's version. You're not getting the media's version in the news. You're just talking to someone who's standing there going, look, this is what we're all thinking about here. We're standing here.
Okay, but I have a question. What's
Yeah.
with the kid with his hand in the pocket?
Oh, on the picture I posted?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It looks a little odd, this little kid with his hand
Yeah,
deep in
he
it.
looks like he's playing pocket pool in the picture.
He is not. He's not choking his chicken on the picture. If you look at his other hand, which is pointing, there's a string on his finger tied like a reminder. Like, remember the old days when you tied a string?
Can somebody actually see that?
It didn't come out as clear. It is on there. If you look at the picture,
Well, it's not.
it says, "Hey, we're doing a world show," and here's the little kid. He's pointing at the world with a string tied to his finger because that's the reminder. We're doing a world show. The other hand does look a little weird. It's like it's.
Has he seen the picture?
He?
The kid.
No. How? It's not a picture of him. It's a kid, not the kid.
It looked like the kid.
It's not our kid. It's just a picture
Okay.
of
Okay.
of a kid.
Okay. So talking about kids, let's do a kid update.
There's not much talk about Jade.
No,
Jade,
there's not.
Jade is sick every day. She's home and supposed to be helping out around the house, and then she magically
And
gets better.
miraculously.
Gets better when it's time to go back to work. And one day,
Hold on.
she had a day off, and I go, "You're off today. You're helping mom around the house." She goes, "No, I volunteered for overtime going in."
Yeah, but the other thing is that on one of the days she was sick and dying and in her room,
Yeah,
I heard you mention something about her going out to dinner, though.
yeah. It's
Like-
just her boyfriend canceled again. Yeah, she was going out to Olive Garden.
But she was sick.
Well, Olive Garden cures that kind of sickness, so it probably was medicinally. She was going to dinner.
So she's still with
she
the
was
kid?
going
She's
to-
still with the guy?
Yeah, she was going to dinner for medicinal purposes. Yeah, she's still with the guy. She was supposed to go out to dinner, and she goes, it was too windy for him to go out to dinner.
Huh?
So he didn't show up. The next day, she goes, we're going out today for sure. And then I said, okay. And then I go, how come you didn't? It's like 8 o'clock at night. I go, how come you didn't go to dinner? She goes, he got off work too late. I said, what time did he get off work? She goes, 4. I said,
What?
Okay, so now they're not even, she's every promise to go take her out and do stuff, not even doing it, not even following through. Yeah, true story. True story.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sure everything's going here. And, Streamlabs is still recording. Okay, good. We're good. All right. Making sure that numbers.
Do you want
are
to give an
still
update on the Briggs?
This is one of the problems of you leaving yesterday. I really had 2 things happen with him that I just was losing my mind over. And I used to get angry at the kids when they'd fuck shit up. And this is kind of weird for me because now I'm at a point where I start to get upset, like I'm sick to my stomach, like I'm not able to eat. I can't sit. I can't think. It's upsetting to see my son, who should be able to do things and function, not do it. Now, if he's got some mental problem, then I'd feel better. Like, okay, well, he mentally can't do it. He's mentally challenged. He needs to be on the short school bus. I get it. But you insist that there's nothing wrong with him, which means he's just lazy. And let me tell you what I mean. You didn't want to pay somebody to change our pool filters because they're big and it's a hard job and it's hard for me to stand that long. So Briggs knows how to do it. He did it halfway. He cleaned all the filters, but then I found out he didn't vacuum out all the dirt in the bottom of the filter. He knows he has to do that. He's been doing it his whole life. He's seen me do it 1,000 times. He knows. But it is a lot of work to go get the shop vac and to take the shop vac out and to, hook it up. Then you got to dump the vacuum and clean it out when you're done. So he just skipped it. The other one was we had that windstorm come through and I said, go grab a motorcycle strap and tie down the canopy, pull down the center of it so the canopy doesn't blow away. And instead of going and searching for a motorcycle strap, he knew where one was. It was in the back of the truck holding the wheelchair in place. So he goes out there, undoes the wheelchair, uses the strap because it was the easiest one. You drive all over town, that wheelchair is sliding around the back of the truck, banging everything. It's going to dent my truck. It's going to damage the wheelchair. And why? Why? Because he's fucking lazy. And I sat him down and I wasn't yelling. I said, do you realize how dumb that is? I go, you're the type, let me give you an example of how dumb what you do is. I said, Briggs, you're the type of guy, if someone said, hey, go grab a chain, We need a chain to do this job. You come back with a chain, and they find out later you took it off of a boat anchor, and the boat floated out to sea. That's the equivalent of what you do. You grab a chain because it's the closest chain. You know where one is. There's one holding the boat to an anchor right at the dock. So you took the chain and the boat floated out to sea, but you got the chain. You don't care about the other end of it. Just whatever's quickest and easiest for you. So I got upset with him and said, go put a motorcycle strap back on the wheelchair. He goes and finds one. The first one he found was some fucked up, bound up, rolled up. You couldn't even move this motorcycle strap. And instead of taking the time to undo it, unwind it, uncouple it, get it unferruled, he just wraps it around a bunch of times. The wheelchair can still fly around in there. And I sat him down and said, I can't believe that you behave this way. I just sat him down and said, what's wrong with you? You are so lazy that you just take the easiest way out and you cut corners and you don't care. And I said, I can't do it anymore. I get sick to my stomach. I'm not mad. I'm literally going, what have I done here? I can't live with him. I cannot have him live here and do this because he gets mad when he comes back in. I'm like, okay, did you change the pool filter? Yes. Did you rinse everything out? Yes. Did you put it back on? Yeah. Did you put the clamp on top? Yeah. Is the ring around so it doesn't leak? Yeah. Did you vacuum it out? Yeah. Did you dump the vacuum cleaner? Did you put the tools away? He gets mad when I have to go down the mental checklist that I have. And I said, well, you kind of do stuff like an 8-year-old. I got to ask, and I have to ask every time. And then he gets mad if I ask. But I said, listen, you won't do it the way I want. I don't trust you at all. So I have to ask to make sure you did. I don't know what you want me to do. And what he wants me to do is leave me alone, let me do it my way, and don't ask me and don't question me. That's what he wants. And I said, then just do it like a fucking grown-ass man, and I won't have to worry about it. I won't have to think about it. So I wasn't mad at all. I never raised my voice. I think for the first time in his life, he understood how disappointed I am in him as a father. Because kids today don't understand that. When my parents or grandparents used to look at me, if they ever said, wow, I'm very disappointed in you, that hurt me because I knew they thought less of me. Kids today don't give a shit. If you walked up to kids today and said, well, the way you're behaving is very disappointing, they'd say, so fucking what? I don't care if you're disappointed. I don't care if you think less of me. None of those words mean anything. Kids today are not trying to live up to anyone's expectations at all. Not their parents, not at school. They don't care. Nothing. This moment, I think we were just talking. I never got mad. I just said, I'm sick to my stomach. It really hurts my feelings. And I don't know what I did wrong here. Mm. And he finally, I think that day he got what disappointed meant because he went back and he redid 3 jobs, those 2 and 1 more correctly. And then it looks like the whole rest of that day while you were gone, he had been trying to do job. I said, when you're done with the job, step back, look at it. Make sure take some pride in your work. Make sure it looks good. Make sure you've done things correctly. Look at it like I would look at it and clean up your mess, your work area. But I gave him the tools again, but I think he got it yesterday because it sank in a little bit.
Okay.
But it was your suggestion before about make him redo the job because some of those are really time-consuming jobs to start over with.
But if you're not going to do it right the first time.
Right. So there's your 2 updates on that.
All
but
right.
I don't know. That's just a
Right.
thing. The other thing about Briggs, the other thing he goes, he gave me a little lecture the other day. He talking about, it's like, well, this is my dog. Riker's my dog. I mean, he follows mom around, and when I moved out, he kind of became mom's dog, and you take care of him, and you pet it. But he's my dog. Let's just be clear. Officially, he's my dog, and he sleeps in my room. Come on, Dad. He wasn't really arguing. He's just making
funny.
He was flexing his masculinity and saying, Dad, it's my dog.
Okay.
And I said, good. That's funny you should bring that up because Mom called the vet. Your dog just needs a looking at. It's about $400. he looks up, he goes, well, on paper, he's your dog.
Of course he
That's
is.
what he told me. He goes, Dad, on paper, he's your dog.
I figured.
You gotta, he says, I'll manage him. But he goes, I said, I was wondering how you're going to get out of this, how you're going to try to talk your way out of this conversation.
Oh
So
my
that was a bigger part of that story.
So do you want to round out our hour with a car story? Do you have one this week?
The only thing, I knew you were going to ask me that.
I always ask you every week. And everybody loves these car stories.
This is kind of a car and a girl story.
Of course. It's always a girl involved.
Easy. Slow down there, Hoss.
What do you mean?
Calm down.
What do you mean easy? There's always a girl involved.
So in high school, there was this one girl that I was like going after with all my heart.
Wow.
And
That's surprising.
and it wasn't you.
No.
You didn't like me.
No.
You didn't like me at all in high school. Okay.
No.
So I had a 59 Ford pickup. And I primered this thing like a dark gray. I didn't paint it yet. It looked good. It had chrome wheels on it. I got a stereo in it. I started taking apart the dash and painting it. I painted everything, the instrument. I took everything apart. It was so clean looking inside. And it was primered, but it was still awesome. And it was an old truck, 59. Had a big chrome grill, big chrome headlights. And it was awesome. Everybody loved my truck, put my stereo in it. So I finally get this thing ready one day, and I start looking for this girl, trying to bump into her in a parking lot, say, hey, you want to ride home, do my thing? I mean, she knows who I am, and I know who she is, but, and the guy that she was interested in was this fucking preppy guy. I can't remember his name right now. I just remember his stupid hair. He had fucking stupid preppy, tie your little sweater around your neck.
So you weren't her type.
You
wanted to make her type.
She just didn't know what she was missing. I was trying to show her. And I go, and she's interested in this other guy, but he's got all the girls, so he's not really interested in her. So I'm thinking if I could just pull her away from the crowd of girls.
Show her a good time?
Yeah, fawning over this guy. She won't even go back. The day I finally catch up with her with my truck ready to go, I'm going through the parking lot, and my pipes are loud. I'm cranking this thing. My music's good, and I'm looking sharp, and I finally find her. She was sitting in his truck, and he had a brand new, absolutely to the T, Marty McFly black Toyota 4x4.
Ouch.
That at that time, everybody wanted. His was black even. I mean, he got the exact one. His parents bought it. And I was just like, you motherfucker. So
needless to say, you did not get the girl.
I did not get the girl that night.
Oh, game on?
Well, no, I just was. So life goes on. I'm kind of still thinking about it. 2 years go by. I'm doing some other stuff. And I got my red 69 Mustang, black interior. Now I got this thing waxed. I got my imitation Kragers on it because I can't afford real Kragers. Got Archers. They were Archers.
A girl wouldn't know.
No, you guys didn't know, so it was okay.
So it didn't matter.
Had my stereo in it, got a full tank of gas. I'm all cleaned up. I waxed it. I vacuumed it.
Did you have a job?
I had a job.
Okay, well,
working
there you go.
AAA Automotive. We're doing this whole thing, getting it all ready to go. And I know where she lives, and it's like on a Saturday night, not late. It was early evening, but I knew where she lived, and I was like going to say, hey, if she was out front, or mom's, hey, is she here? Casual, not
just driving by,
It's
like you do.
That's right, like you do.
It was on your way to somewhere,
right?
Okay,
so
I got you.
I get there in the Mustang, and guess who's there?
Cliff.
Who's Cliff?
I'm just saying, that's what I named the guy.
Oh,
Cliff.
you named him Cliff?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Cliff would be a good name for this asshole.
I named him Cliff.
He had done the same thing. He wasn't really dating her, just kind of friends off and on, casually doing stuff.
He was on his way to somewhere, too.
He shows up. Turns out, I found out later, he hadn't even seen her like in 5 or 6 months and showed up on the same day as me.
How convenient.
He got there before me. He was out front talking to her, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, man? How does this guy? This guy
wasn't meant to be, Ben.
He is cock blocking me. But no. This time I got my red 69 Mustang waxed, ready to go. His stupid shitty. No one cared about Toyota pickups anymore.
Oh, so he's still driving that one, huh?
He wasn't.
Oh man, what?
He had a red Pantera, which is like an American Lamborghini. He had a red Pantera. I'm like, you fucking asshole. And he shows up the same day a few hours before me, or a couple hours before me, and I would have smoked that fucking. No one would give a shit about that truck anymore. And he had it wasn't brand new. It was not a brand new Pantera, but still, it's Did you
want to date him?
No, I wanted his 351 in Cleveland out of that thing, but I didn't give a shit about him. I had to drive away. I said, I just stopped by to say hello. So, hey, what's up? See you later. And I had to drive on. That was twice that asshole got me.
And you were crushed.
I was just in disbelief. Because later, I talked to her best friend later, and I said, the fuck was that guy? She goes, oh, he just showed up. They hadn't seen each other in 5 months. I go, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? How unlucky was that?
Bummer.
And there's my car story. So my 59 Ford and I lost to what you say his name's Cliff.
Girl.
Cliff and his 85 Toyota pickup. And then me and my 69 Mustang lost to Cliff and his Pantera.
Crusher.
Yeah, just fucking bad timing, man.
Crush.
Bad timing. So, yeah, I don't know if that counts as a car story. I think of it as a car story. The car was my ticket in, man. My car was like I was ready to go. Because back then it was, it's how you looked, the clothes you wore, which my clothes were perfect. Button fly Levi's. Okay. I either had my high tops, my white or black high tops, or my combat boots on. Had military combat boots. And I had a white shirt with my Levi jacket, red flannel interior, which I still have in our closet to this day.
Yeah, I know.
That my look was fine. I didn't change with the times. My look was fucking solid. You knew who I was from 5th grade to 25. I was the same look. You knew who I was. Just the cars changed. I tried to change the cars to fit the mood. Didn't matter what.
Okay.
I lost out every time.
You changed cars like you changed girlfriends.
I had a lot of cars, yeah.
And you had a lot of girlfriends.
Well, some of them I consider girlfriends, and
or just girls.
Some of them I consider girlfriends, and some I just consider.
Oh, brother.
How does that line come out? That was a nice pull, wasn't it? Little Breakfast Club pull there.
All right, can we be done?
How long we been on?
I love you, but I gotta go.
I hate when you do that. I love you, but it's like, well then,
I love you.
Anything before the word but doesn't count. So.
Although, how about if I use that? Although.
Well, we covered Briggs and Jades.
An hour and 6 minutes.
You looked. You looked.
No, I didn't. I looked at the clock.
You looked. An hour and... Well, that's cheating. That's looking. Just because you're not looking at the time. It was an hour and 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Damn right. Damn
you're
Skippy.
Cheating. I looked at the clock, but not the timer. Well, basic math would let you get really close.
Basic math.
Now, see, I didn't sound like that.
That's how you sound like.
I don't.
Basic math.
How come when you imitate me, I sound dumb?
That's how you sound.
All I said was basic math. I said basic math. And how do I sound?
Dumb.
Say it again. Ready?
Basic math.
That's not even close to what I said.
It's how you sound.
If you're trying to imitate me, you're not even close. You do that with all guys. Every guy you've ever imitated, you talk about your dad, your sons, your brother, me. Every time you walk away repeating what we said, we always sound like morons. Every time.
Well, there you go.
Oh, for Christ's
That's how
sake.
us girls view you guys.
Well, it looks like everything kept going. This is the fastest hour in radio. This went by quick.
Yes, it was really good.
Well,
but I need to get up and move.
You're also tired. I
am so tired.
You had to take toothpicks and prop your eyelids open.
I'm really tired.
All right. Well, that's it. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Oh, good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're listening in from. A little bit after 1 o'clock Los Angeles time. No, a little bit after 11 o'clock in the morning.
Where are you?
I don't know. I was on the East Coast for a moment.
Holy crap.
Or the Midwest. All right, we'll start this again. Thanks for listening in. Appreciate that, you guys. 11 o'clock, a little bit after 11 o'clock, Los Angeles time. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet. AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things. Wherever you go in life, there you are. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out.
Bye, everyone.
Life is